Hi there, Mr. Holcomb here with another episode of The Math Behind the Modules. Okay, so that example 5 brings us to the end of chapter 4.3. So that's the end of the lesson. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and peace. Okay, chapter 4.3 is automobile insurance. The objectives in this lesson are to identify different types of auto insurance coverage, compute insurance costs, and compute payments on insurance claims. There's a whole pile of vocab in here. So I brought it in. Liable. Liable means you're responsible for damage caused. Negligent. That means you're at fault for damages caused. So if you're negligent, you're liable. Automobile insurance is a contract between a driver and an insurance company where the driver agrees to pay a fee that's called the premium, and the company agrees to cover certain accident-related costs where the driver makes a claim or a request. Okay. A premium is the amount paid for an insurance policy, and a claim is a request for payment by a driver involved in an accident to an insurance company that provides automobile insurance for the driver. So if I got in a car accident and I did $4,000 worth of damage to my car, I'd take it to a body shop. They would give me an estimate. They would submit that to my insurance company as a claim, and the insurance company would then decide whether or not it was justifiably payable or not. So they pay it, or they wouldn't pay it, or they would maybe come back with a different amount if they thought that the what am I trying to say here? If they thought that the amount that was on the estimate is too high, they might say, no, we're not going to pay that amount for that. It's too much. All right. Anyway, liability insurance is a type of insurance that covers a person from damages. Most states set minimum liability requirements. Okay, so it covers a person from damages. Liability. So if I get in a car accident and I have liability insurance, that's what would pay for the damage to another vehicle if I were at fault. Okay, bodily injury liability, or BI, covers bodily injury if a driver is at fault in an accident. Very similar to liability, but it's specifically for bodily injury, not property damage. Okay, property damage liability, or PD, insurance coverage that pays for damage a driver causes to another person's property. So there's bodily injury and there's property. Uninsured, underinsured motorist protection, UMP, coverage that pays for injuries to a driver or passengers caused by a driver who has no insurance or does not have enough insurance to cover the medical losses. UMP. Personal injury protection, PIP. That is an added type of insurance coverage, mandatory in some states, that pays for any physical injuries of the driver or the passenger sustained while in the vehicle, even if there is no traffic accident, sometimes called no-fault insurance. Okay, so no-fault insurance is the same as PIP, or personal injury protection. Comprehensive insurance is a type of insurance that covers the repair or replacement of parts of an insured car damaged by vandalism, fire, flood, wind, earthquake, missiles, falling objects, riots, tree sprays, and other disasters. It also covers if the car is stolen. Okay, collision insurance is a type of insurance that pays for the repair or replacement of an insured car if its damage is in collision with another vehicle, if it's damaged in a collision with another vehicle or object, or if it overturns, no matter who is at fault. This type of insurance is usually required if there's a loan on the car. So if you take out a loan on a vehicle, then the bank would usually say you have to have collision insurance, because if you wreck this, we no longer have something to repossess. So they require you to put collision on it. So the insurance company takes the loss and not the bank. And the last one, car rental insurance, a type of insurance that pays for part of the cost of a rented car if a car is disabled because of a collision or a comprehensive covered repair. Okay. I know my policy that I have has car renter insurance on it. So when I rent a car, I don't get the insurance from the rental agency because my insurance company will cover the rental. So it's just an added expense if you just get more insurance. Okay, so there's all the vocab. So let's jump right into the examples. So number one says Kwan's annual premium is $1,284. So I'm going to highlight that. $1,284 annual premium. He pays quarterly. Quarterly is 4 times a year, every 3 months. And there is a $1 per payment surcharge or extra fee. And it's asking what is the quarterly payment. Okay, so annual is $1,284. I divide that by 4 quarterly, and I get 4 goes into 12 3 times, 4 goes into 8 twice, 4 goes into 4 once. It is $321 per quarter, but don't forget that $1 surcharge fee. So the answer to this question is $322 per payment. Okay, now we'll check your understanding. It says Leon's annual premium is X dollars. There's his annual premium. That's right here. So I'm going to put an X there in the numerator. If he pays his premium semi-annually, well, that's the frequencies is what you divide by. Semi-annually is twice a year. There is a $Y surcharge on each semi-annual payment. So we add that to it. So there is the amount expressed algebraically. X divided by 2 plus Y. Okay, example 2. Stan the man. Stan has $25,000 worth of property damage liability insurance. He caused an accident that damaged a $2,000 hydrant and did $5,600 worth of damage to another car. How much of the damage must Stan pay? Okay, so to answer this question, they will pay up to $25,000 worth of property damage. The $2,000 to the hydrant plus the $5,600 damage to the car is a total of $7,600 damage to the 2 items. That is less than $25,000. So Stan pays nothing. Okay. Stan does not have to pay anything. It's below the $25,000 property damage liability insurance. Okay. Now check your understanding. It says Keith ran his car into a phone pole. Did you do that for Keith? Keith ran his car into a phone pole that had a bicycle leaning against it, which was also damaged. So I guess I need to highlight that. The pole will cost X dollars to fix. The bicycle will cost Y dollars to replace. And there was W dollars damage to the car. Express algebraically the amount that can be claimed under Keith's property damage claim. Okay. Property damage liability insurance. Now, if I go back to the definition, PD is right here, property damage liability insurance coverage that pays for damage a driver causes to another person's property, not to your own. Okay, so if the pole costs X dollars to fix, the pole is not his. The bicycle costs Y dollars to fix, the bicycle is not his. And there was W dollars damage to his car. The property damage would pay X plus Y, but it would not pay the W. So the answer is just simply X plus Y. Okay, example 3 says Peter has collision insurance. Okay, stop right there and name the type of insurance. He has collision insurance with a $1,000 deductible. Peter backs his car into a lamppost that caused $4,300 worth of damage to the car. How much will his insurance company have to pay? Okay, so a deductible means that you have to pay the first 1,000. If in this case it is 1,000, okay, Peter would have to pay $1,000 out of pocket, and then the insurance company would take the amount of damage minus the deductible, and what's the difference between those two is what the insurance company will pay. So the insurance company will pay $3,300. Peter's going to have to come up with that $1,000 deductible to pay on his own. All right. Now it says Manuel has X dollar deductible. Okay. And his comprehensive insurance. His car is stolen and never recovered. The value of his car is assessed by the insurance company at Y dollars. Okay. Where Y is greater than X. So the car is worth more than the deductible, in other words. Because there does come a point where a car, the value of an old vehicle drops below the deductible, and at that point you need to get rid of the insurance, because if you total it and you don't get any money after paying the deductible, what's the sense of having insurance? So it says, how much will the insurance company pay him for his stolen car? Okay, well, he has an X dollar deductible, and if the vehicle's worth Y dollars, you subtract the deductible from it. So the answer is just simply Y minus X. Okay, example 4. Bob was in an auto accident caused by his negligence. Okay, so he was at fault. He has 100/30 bodily injury insurance. So I'm going to stop right there. Okay, so let me just bring this in first and discuss this. Bodily injury and property damage. It says bodily injury. This is from the text, by the way. This is from just before example 4 on page 227. If you have the same book I do. And it says bodily injury and property damage. Bodily injury insurance coverage is expressed 2 numbers divided by slashes. The first number is the maximum amount per accident the insurance company will pay in thousands to any one person who is hurt and sues you due to your driving negligence. The second number represents the maximum amount per accident your insurance company will pay in thousands in total to all people who make claims or sue as a result of the accident. Sometimes bodily injury and property damage are combined into a 3-number system with 2 slashes. The number 100/325 represents $100,000, $300,000 bodily injury insurance, and $25,000 property damage insurance. Okay, so that's that, and that's what we're dealing with in example 4. So it says Bob was in an auto accident caused by his negligence. Okay, so he was at fault. He has 100/300 bodily injury insurance. Okay, so the company only pays $100,000 to the person who was awarded. Okay, so they only pay $100,000 per person is what that means. The 3 people injured in the accident sued. One person was awarded $140,000. Each of the other 2 was awarded $75,000. Let me see, my mouse just got wacky on me. Okay, and so each of the other 2 was awarded $75,000 each. $75,000. How much does the insurance company pay? So since Bob has 100/300 bodily injury insurance, the company only pays $100,000 to the person who was awarded $140,000. So let me switch to my pen. So if the person who was awarded $140,000 and you subtract the $100,000 that the insurance company is going to pay, that leaves $40,000 that Bob will be responsible for. Okay, how much does the insurance company pay? So we're not trying to find out how much Bob pays. We're trying to find out how much insurance company pays. But the insurance company will pay this $100,000. So the insurance company is going to pay $100,000 towards that $140,000. That's what that 100 means. And the other 2 were awarded $75,000, which is less than the 100 each. So the insurance company will pay those. So when I add all those up, I get $250,000. So this is the maximum allowable per accident, and $250,000 is less than $300,000 So the insurance company will pay this amount. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. All right, so now Joan has 5,100 bodily injury liability insurance. She hits a school bus and 28 children require attention. Whoops. Okay. Each child is awarded 10 grand as a result of the lawsuit. How much will the insurance company pay in total? Okay, so they'll pay up to $50,000 per person, and there are 28 children, but each child was awarded 10 grand. So if I take that $10,000 times 28, I'm going to get $280,000. Okay, but the insurance company only pays a total of this number here. So they won't pay that $280,000. The insurance company pays $100,000 in total, and that is all. The other 180, Joan. Bad day. Okay, example 5. Rodrigo has a policy with a 50/150 bodily injury insurance and $50,000 in property damage and $50,000 in PIP insurance. Okay, PIP. So let's run back to here. Picture in picture. Now, personal injury protection, an added type of insurance that's mandatory for some states, pays any physical injury of the driver or the passenger sustained on the vehicle, even if there's no traffic accident, sometimes called a no-fault insurance policy. Okay, so let's go back to this. So, question says, he's got the 50/150, the 50,000 per property damage, and then the PIP for $50,000. He causes an accident in which he hurts 7 people in a minivan. Okay, so he hurts 7 people in a minivan and 4 people in his own car. Okay, so there's 11 people that include himself. The total medical bills for all involved equal $53,233, so they're pretty minor injuries. Okay, how much does the insurance company pay? Well, he's going to be covered by this PIP, okay, which has a limit of $50,000 per person per accident. All right, so since this $53,233, the only way that this would not pay everything is if one person had major injuries and had to pay $50,000 or more, and the other 10 people, their injuries came to less than $3,233, which isn't likely. So I would assume that nobody's bill was over $50,000. So the PIP will take care of the medical payments without regard to who was at fault. So the company will pay the entire $53,233. I feel like Judge Judy here. I'm awarding you the full amount. I need a gavel. Okay, so example 5, they're going to pay it all. Check your understanding. Pat has a 5,100 bodily injury liability insurance and a $100,000 PIP insurance. She hurts 28 children in a school bus and is not sued. Wow. Miracles. Okay, 28 children in a school bus and not sued. If each child needs $10,000 for medical care, $10,000 each. Okay, so that would be $10,000 times 28, which would be $280,000. Okay. How much will the insurance company pay in total for these medical claims? Well, the PIP, let's go back to it, page 1. The PIP pays for physical injuries to the driver or the passengers sustained while in the vehicle, even if there is no traffic accident, sometimes called no-fault insurance. Okay, so they will pay it regardless if there's an accident. All right. So the $100,000 PIP coverage limit is per person per accident. And since these were only totaling 280, they're only 10,000 each, that's less than 100,000. So the insurance company is gonna pay all of this $280,000.